The story begins in a burning village where the villagers are running away as the guards are being slaughtered by three orc brothers. They think that they have successfully taken the village, so they start celebrating. But a man walks towards them, and they wonder who he is. He pulls out his sword, introducing himself as an adventurer named Asahi. They look down on him, calling him a pipsqueak, but Asahi claims that it would be in their best interest not to attack him. One of them charges at him, and it looks like Asahi doesn't know how to defend himself. However, the orc suddenly gets impaled by a rock spike that comes out of the ground. An adventurer named Maya appears, jumping around and using a skill that unleashes lightning, causing one of the orcs to explode. The remaining orc tries to run away, but Maya jumps in front of him, causing him to be terrified. In a flashback, we learn that Asahi was involved in a car accident while trying to save a girl. He claims that his body moves on its own, but he realizes that he is now looking at the scene where he seems to have died. Asahi is happy to see that the girl survived, thinking that he just got a happy ending, but he wants to play more video games, so he hopes that they have video games in the afterlife. Asahi wonders how the people around him will react, especially his big sister Maya. At that moment, light appears in front of him, pulling him in. Asahi falls from the sky, and he finds himself in a mysterious place with a castle and a dragon. As he walks around the village, he realizes that he was sent to a world that is like an RPG game. He bumps into a man who tells him to be more careful, and he learns that the people in that area also speak Japanese. Asahi sees the shops in the village, and they are familiar to him because he's seen them in video games before, and he is excited, thinking that he's been reincarnated into a video game. Asahi takes a picture with his phone, wanting to upload it, but he realizes that the place has no signal. He thinks that he will succeed in the world because he has plenty of experience with RPG games. Asahi goes to a pawn shop trying to sell his phone, but the old lady doesn't even know what it is. He ends up selling it to her and buying some light armor and a sword, wanting to prioritize agility. With his gear prepared, Asahi goes to the Adventurers Guild, thinking that it is the next step. The clerk asks him what quest he wants, but Asahi admits it's his first time, so the clerk gives him an adventure registration form. Asahi completes the form, and the clerk recommends a super easy quest that involves hunting some killer rabbits, and he accepts it. He goes outside thinking that his new life has just begun, but after leaving the town, he suddenly encounters a huge dragon. It starts flying, breathing fire. As it chases him around, he dodges the dragon's attacks, thinking the game is too difficult, and he manages to hide from the dragon. While hiding, he checks status, wondering if he was reincarnated with an overpowered skill, but it seems his only skill is to throw stones, and his base stats are completely terrible. He gets blown away, and he thinks about fighting the dragon, throwing a stone at its direction, but the stone doesn't even reach. The dragon flies towards him, causing him to fall to the ground. But at that moment, Asahi thinks about his big sister, and he calls out her name, triggering a skill that causes Maya to appear in the world. The dragon attacks Maya, causing an explosion, but Maya manages to dodge the attack as she realizes that she has the power to protect Asahi. The dragon charges at Maya, but she blows it away with a single punch. Asahi is surprised to see his sister, thinking she must be an illusion, but Maya suddenly hugs him, telling him that she misses him. She carefully examines him and concludes that he really is her little brother. Seeing her obsessive nature, Asahi is also convinced she is his sister. He wonders how Maya ended up in the world, and she reveals that Asahi is currently in a coma, but during his sleep, he keeps on talking about living in another world, so she immediately knew that his spirit was in another world. She had repeatedly bashed her head against the wall, trying to enter the same world, and she somehow ended up there. Asahi is relieved to hear that he is still alive, and he wonders why Maya is so overpowered in this world. Maya believes that it's because her love for him is so strong, but aside, he doesn't think it's a good explanation. Maya says that it doesn't matter, telling him to go with her. Asahi thinks that his life in this world is over, thinking she will take him back to the real world, but Maya has no idea how to get back, surprising him that she followed him into another world without a plan. Maya says that she just wanted to make sure he was safe, and everything else was secondary. Maya is excited to start a new life with him. Back in the present, Maya unleashes a powerful blast from her hand that vaporizes the last orc. Asahi calls her merciless, but Maya claims that the orc brothers didn't deserve mercy. He looks around, realizing that Maya has a point, thinking that it must be because the orc brothers killed so many villagers, but Maya reveals it's because they looked down on her little brother, so they didn't deserve mercy. She looks at Asahi's face and realizes he has a scrape on his cheek, so she becomes upset, thinking that she doesn't deserve to be his big sister. Maya offers him an elixir, but he thinks that they should save it for the final boss. He claims that abyss spit should be enough to heal the scrape, so Maya offers to lick his body. Asahi becomes scared, saying that she misinterpreted him, but she lunges toward him, telling him not to be embarrassed. The villagers watch the siblings, wondering if they are now safe. The child tells them that Asahi killed the orcs, so they praise him, calling him a mighty hero. Asahi thinks Maya deserves all the credit, but she is happy to see the villagers cheering for him. They return to the Adventurers Guild, where the clerk congratulates Asahi for ranking up to the ogre class. We learn that he jumped up multiple ranks after defeating the orcs, and she gives Asahi his overclass badge, saying that it's like an identity document, so he shouldn't give it to anyone else, adding that falsifying one's rank is a crime, so he shouldn't pretend to be stronger than he actually is, because the crime is punishable by death. And Asahi gets worried because he only ranked up because he took credit for his sister's work, so he begs Maya to pretend to be weak and make it seem like he is the strong one. Maya agrees while Asahi asks about her stats, but she grabs his hand to show him her measurements. Asahi becomes flustered, explaining that he wasn't referring to her body measurements, telling her how to open her status window. But Asahi can't see anything, wondering what's wrong. But he realizes that her stats are so high that the values have stretched off the screen. He falls to his knees, wondering why Maya is so strong while he is so weak. Asahi tells Maya not to show it to anyone, and that her stats will be kept as their secret. Maya likes this idea, wanting to know his stats, like the number of beauty marks on his body. But at that moment they hear a commotion, and they see the strongest party of adventurers walking through the crowd. Asahi sees the lady from the pawn shop, and she explains that they just had a send-off parade for them because they are on a quest to defeat the Demon King. Asahi thinks that the Demon King must be the final boss, which they must defeat in order to return to the real world. Maya wants to defeat the Demon King, but the lady claims that she will need more experience, and we learn that Siegfried, the leader of the party, is currently in the dragon class. They hear a drunk man named Delvin saying that there is nothing special about Siegfried as he kicks a stool. The shopkeeper tries to calm him down, but he grabs his axe and destroys a table. The other people know him, and they know that it will be difficult to stop him, since Delvin is an ogre-class adventurer, but the old lady tells everyone that Asahi is also in this class, so the crowd turns to him thinking that he can stop Delvin. Asahi becomes nervous, thinking he's about to be exposed as a fraud. Delvin calls Asahi a pepsqueak, triggering Maya, but he stops her, saying that she could end up killing him. Asahi comes up with a plan, whispering it to Maya. She doesn't want to follow it, but he tells her he will do anything she wants, and she instantly agrees. Asahi walks toward Delvin, trying to act cool, as Delvin charges at him, but he swings his arm and the floor shatters in front of him. Delvin freaks out seeing this, and he runs away, fearing for his life. The villagers are impressed by Asahi, but it was actually Maya who broke the floor. As they walk away, Asahi thinks that the plan worked well, but Maya reminds him about their deal, and she lunges at him. Elsewhere, we see a mysterious girl taking out multiple dragons, but she is bored since they were no challenge for her, and it seems that she detected Maya's overwhelming aura and has been looking for her. We meet a demon named Kilmaria, who seems to have taken notice of them. She fights against a party of famous adventurers, and they wonder how she is so strong. The knight charges at her, but she blasts him with her flames, and the man falls to the ground, but she is disappointed because they all just lost after one attack, and she wishes to find a worthy opponent. We see Asahi training against a slime, and we see he is really still a novice, barely managing to defeat the slime and earning 1 XP. But his sister, on the other hand, uses her fire magic to wipe out the entire field of slimes, earning 100,000 XP. But she is proud of Asahi for his accomplishment and rewards him with a hug. As they head to town, Maya gets a cold, and Asahi says it must be because of her outfit, giving her his vest. But she suggests it would be even better if he shared his body warmth.
It should have been me, not him! It's not fair!
Back in town, Asahi thinks he shouldn't always rely on his sister, so he decides to look for a quest he can do himself. Maya wakes up glad to be with Asahi in this new world. She can't wait to spend more time with him, but she suddenly notices that his presence is gone. She goes to check his room and finds a note saying he has gone out. She checks his bed and finds that it's still warm, so Asahi should still be nearby, but she jumps onto his bed and gets distracted by his scent. Meanwhile, at the guild, he asks for a quest, but since he is at the overclass rank, the clerk suggests a troll hunting mission or stealing a wyvern's egg. But Asahi is shocked by their difficulty rankings, knowing he has no chance to complete them on his own. He tries to ask for an easier quest that's close to town, but the clerk thinks the low-level missions would be too easy for him. Asahi says he wants to remember how it felt as a new adventurer, suggesting he wants to stay close to the town in case he needs to rush back to protect it. The clerk buys his story and offers him an easy mushroom gathering quest which only has a difficulty rating of 2, and he is glad he finally has a quest he can do on his own. The clerk thinks it would be no challenge for him, but he says all quests are important no matter how small they might seem. He heads into the forest and starts picking the rainbow mushrooms. He finds a spot where they are planning to collect, but he wonders why there is no one else around. He suddenly finds a sign warning that there are bears in the area. He gets worried but thinks that it's probably a rare encounter. But he hears something, and as he turns around he finds a bear, and it starts to chase him. As he runs, he thinks he will have to deal with it by himself since his sister isn't around. He uses his throwing skill, throwing one of the mushrooms into the bear's mouth, but it turns out to have no effect. Asahi is suddenly saved by a blast of fire. He gets blown away but lands in a familiar place. He recognizes the feeling, so he thanks his big sister for saving him once again, but it turns out to be Kilmaria, who is surprised to be called his big sister. Asahi jumps away, but it seems Kilmaria didn't mind being called his big sister, and she takes a liking to him. Asahi says he made a mistake, but thanks her for saving him. However, they are surrounded by even more bears. But Kilmaria tells him not to worry, saying they are weaklings, as she throws him up into the air using her flames. She blows the bears away and easily defeats them all. She catches Asahi and claims that she came to test her strength on the bears, thanking him for being her bait. The ground starts to shake, and the field boss appears wanting revenge for its fallen allies, and Asahi wonders how he got into such a mess when he just wanted to gather some mushrooms. The bear starts charging up an attack, and Asahi thinks he is going to die, but Kilmaria pulls him over as the bear launches his energy blast. There is a huge explosion, but it's not enough to break through Kilmaria's barrier. Asahi wonders why she saved him again, but she says that's what a big sister would do. She prepares to retaliate, summoning an enormous flame and attacking with her Crimson Flame skill. There is an enormous explosion, and when the smoke clears, the bear has been turned to ashes. Kilmaria comments on how boring it was since the bear couldn't even survive one attack. Asahi wonders if she could be even stronger than his sister, and he asks her who she is. Kilmaria reveals she is actually one of the 6 demon generals in the Demon King's army, which causes Asahi to panic. However, she says she has no interest in weaklings, so he doesn't have to worry about getting attacked. Asahi is relieved to hear this. Kilmaria says she is looking for an adventurer, and it turns out she is looking for him because he ranked up in the guild so quickly. She heard that he defeated the Orc brothers and even killed a dragon with a single punch, so she wants to fight him to the death. Asahi realizes he is in trouble, so he tries to sneak away, but he accidentally drops his overclass token which has his name on it, and Kilmaria realizes he is the one she has been looking for, and she apologizes for calling him weak. But back at the end, Maya realizes something is happening to Asahi. Asahi runs away as Kilmaria flies after him, saying they should fight. She is about to catch him, but a pillar suddenly bursts out of the ground. Asahi is blown away, but is caught by his sister. He is glad to see her, and Kilmaria wonders who she is. Maya explains she felt something was wrong and thinks Kilmaria was trying to seduce Asahi, pointing out her revealing outfit. Although she can relate to the feeling of wanting to jump onto Asahi.
Whoa, 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 hey, 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 hey!
Kilmaria gets annoyed. Maya is interrupting her fight with Asahi, so she charges at her. Maya blocks the attack, and they are both surprised to see the others still standing. Asahi wonders who is stronger, and Kilmaria realizes that all the Asahi's feats actually belong to Maya. She gets excited to have a real fight, and the two proceed to exchange blows, causing destruction throughout the forest. Kilmaria lands an attack, but Maya returns with her own blow, smashing Kilmaria to the ground. Kilmaria is surprised that such a human even existed. She prepares to go all out, gathering an enormous ball of flame. Asahi worries for his sister as Kilmaria launches her attack, but Maya counters it with her cyclone skill, and Kilmaria also gets blown away. She wonders how she lost and tells Maya she should finish her off. Maya prepares to end her, but Asahi gets in the way. Maya thinks he wants to get the final blow to get the XP, but he thinks they should spare her because she isn't a bad person, and she even saved his life twice. Kilmaria thinks he is taking pity on her, but he says that sometimes it's okay for little bro to take care of his sister, so they let her go, and they head back to town. Asahi offers to cook to thank his sister, and he is impressed that she was able to defeat a demon general by herself. However, she suddenly pretends to be exhausted from her fight, saying she is out of mana, and asking him to carry her back to town. In the following story, Asahi works hard to reach level 10 by finishing the tutorial. Maya is surprised that Asahi's level is increased so slowly. After discussion, they discover that only monsters that Asahi personally defeats can increase his experience points. In order for Asahi to raise his level as quickly as possible, Maya proposes that she control the monsters and then let Asahi defeat them, which is refused by Asahi then. Even if it is to raise his level, he doesn't want to bully a monster that doesn't have the ability to resist. In his opinion, slowly leveling up is the fun of the game. Maya doesn't find any point in leveling up because no matter what monster she encounters, she can end the battle in one blow. Maya's words are really a great blow to Asahi. Although he is weak, he does not want to increase his level by cheating, because Asahi keeps checking his stats. Maya feels bored as she prepares to push Asahi down. Asahi casts a skill capable of escaping in battle. Unexpectedly, his actions arouse Maya's fighting spirit. The more the prey resists, the more excited Maya gets.
Oh, not good.
Asahi wants to continue using his skill to escape, but he runs out of his mana, causing him to be unable to use any skills. After that, Asahi comes to the Adventurers Guild. He doesn't want to rely on his sister all the time and wants to try teaming up with other people. Joining a squad is also one of the joys in another world. Team members can cooperate with each other in battles and go on adventures in a variety of places. If he is lucky, he may even have a romantic love story with the female team members. The reception lady notices that Asahi wants to find teammates and leads him to the bulletin board where the team information is displayed. She suggests that Asahi form a well-balanced team like the clan Balmonk. Siegfried and his teammates have a clear-cut division, and they are well in tune with each other, which is the ideal team composition. Asahi admires Siegfried and is curious about his current situation. The reception lady secretly tells him that the clan Balmonk was defeated by a mysterious man and has fled back to the royal capital. Asahi is very shocked. It also makes him aware of the risk of teaming up with others, and he is now hesitant to part with Maya. While wandering the street, he finds several hooligans bullying a drunk man. Asahi picks up stones and throws them at the hooligans, intending to attract the attention of the hooligans so that the drunk man can find an opportunity to run away. But he never expects that this drunk man is very powerful and easily defeats the hooligans. After interacting with the drunk man, Asahi is surprised to find that he is Siegfried. After losing to the mysterious man, Siegfried becomes very upset. He completely loses confidence and even begins to regret becoming an adventurer, drinking every day to relieve his emotion. Asahi comforts Siegfried, saying that although he was defeated in battle, he gained a friendship with his teammates. Siegfried thinks Asahi is naive, reminding him not to have illusions about his companions. His three teammates are all very strange. One is addicted to the host clubs, one is very arrogant, and the other suffers from social phobia and does not say a word. Since the mission to fight the Demon King failed, the clan Balmonk has been disbanded. Asahi has a positive attitude. He thinks they must have protected each other during their adventures, which can be considered a very good memory. Hearing this, Siegfried is convinced, and he decides to cheer himself up. After that, Asahi returns to the Adventurers Guild and decides to choose a team that is recruiting members. Unexpectedly, the reception lady takes the opportunity to give him a task to fight a group of wyverns that are attacking the town. Because this is an emergency, she sends Asahi directly outside the city. As the wyvern is about to attack Asahi, Kilmaria protects him. The reason why she came to find Asahi is that she wants to return his badge and defeat Maya. At this time, a group of wyverns attacks them. After receiving the news, Maya arrives and helps Asahi complete his quest. Kilmaria desperately wants to defeat Maya. She kidnaps Asahi and threatens Maya to accept her challenge. Maya does not allow anyone to hurt Asahi, and the two get into a fierce fight. During this time, a wyvern captures Asahi. In order to protect Asahi, the two girls temporarily reach a reconciliation. One is responsible for fighting the dragon, and the other is responsible for catching Asahi in the air. After solving the problem, Kilmaria once again holds Asahi hostage. Unexpectedly, Asahi escapes with his skill. Kilmaria thinks the siblings are very interesting and decides to let them go for the time being. Through this mission to fight the wyverns, Asahi understands the importance of Maya to him. Having a sister is enough for him, and he doesn't need to team up with anyone else. That brings the end of this part. Maya and Kirumaria are somewhat very similar. Both of them are very powerful and love Asahi well. Today's video ends here. Don't forget to like and subscribe.